Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
No retailer or, any locker room area should have that kind of thing. It's just kind of common sense.
31 young girls were watched by a hidden recording device that was put in the girls' dressing room at Oak Grove Lutheran School. The school tells us the person who put this device in the dressing room was also a student. But how can you tell when something hidden is watching or even listening to your every move? Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer is here with some advice you need to know to make sure you're not being recorded while in one of these rooms, and has more on the shocking number of states that allow it. Melanie?
Christine, after what happened at Oak Grove Lutheran School, we wanted to know how you can be on the lookout for one of these devices. So we went to a local private investigator. He tells us with more advances in technology, it can be hard to always see them. But he has a simple solution for whenever you're in a dressing or fitting room.
If you see anything odd, like a device that just, looks like electronic transmitting device, I would, say something to the management.
Hennings tells us about a device he uses. It's a hidden camera detector. You can find them just about anywhere online. And we did some research of our own. We found some other things you can do when you're in locker, dressing, or fitting rooms. First off, scan the room carefully. Check smoke detectors, air filter equipment, even wall decor for anything that looks abnormal. And according to our research, you can easily use your cell phone to determine if there's a hidden camera in your room. If you're on the phone and suddenly lose service, there could be a hidden device that's causing signal interference. Now, we found out there are only 13 states that don't allow cameras in places of privacy. One of these is Minnesota. But here in Fargo, surveillance is allowed in places like dressing rooms as long as customers are notified. All the retail stores and gyms we reached out to in the FM area tell us they do not use cameras directly in the rooms. Christine?
All right, thank you, Melanie. The specifics around the incident at Oak Grove are still unclear, and the investigation is ongoing. The student who carried out this act is a minor and has been since dismissed from the school. A scary situation for the Valley City State University women's basketball team after the team bus slid off I-29. Yesterday, a charter bus carrying the team slid off a slick interstate just south of Watertown, South Dakota, and barreled its way a quarter to half-mile from the roadway before coming to a rest in a creek bed. Now, thankfully, no one was hurt. And take a look. These are just some of the pictures taken after the incident, sent to us by one of the players of the team. Players, coaches, and staff were transported to a nearby truck stop in Watertown, where a second charter bus arrived to pick them up. We just spoke with the coach, Vanessa Keeler Johnson, who was on the bus when the accident happened. She tells us the players were shaken and upset, but are thankful no one was physically hurt. She says there were about 21 other people on the bus altogether, and after a long day, they were able to make it in time for practice today. The team was headed for Sioux City, where it plays in the NAIA Division II Women's National Basketball Championship on Thursday. A Fargo man is dead today after a crash involving a snowplow. It happened this morning just north of Reynolds, North Dakota, and south of Grand Forks. At this hour, we know that a North Dakota Highway Patrol trooper and a North Dakota DOT plow truck were stopped partially in the left lane of I-29 with their emergency lights on. The trooper says he was responding to a different crash in the area at the time. For unknown reasons, a truck hit the rear of the tow plow. We have been told the driver was a 35-year-old Fargo man, and his name will be released after his family is notified. Despite a few crashes earlier today, the North Dakota officials say both the state and county highways are improving. They're still urging drivers to proceed with caution. The Cass County Highway Department says plows have been over most of the county routes now that the snowfall has cleared up. But crews are still working up against compacted snow and ice. So county officials are asking drivers to be patient. They also hope that sun will melt any remaining snow, making the roads a bit more drivable over the next few days. And another warning, be mindful of conditions. Each section of the county is different, so it could be clear in one spot and then turn into ice and compacted snow in the next. Well, quite the 180 we've seen over the last 24 hours. We went from those wet, heavy snow systems yesterday to now look at that sunshine and warmer temps, which is melting away that snow. What could be possibly in store for tonight? Let's find out from Hutch Johnson.
Well, tonight we have a lot of snow to melt, and if you missed them, here's a look at some of the updated snowfall totals from our storm system. 8 inches in Hatton and the Argusville area, also picking up 7 inches, with Pembina at the border there, 6 inches of snow. Jamestown picking up quite a bit late last night, 7.5 inches. How about Ellendale? 19 inches, 1.5 feet or better. Numerous locations with nearly a foot or over, from Hillsborough to Monaga. Fargo-Moorhead, by the way, 6.5 inches. Grand Forks with 6 inches of snow. Heading into the evening, it looks fairly quiet. Look at that. Still some snow out to the west in the Minot area. And those clouds you see on that beautiful Skycam shot will be pushing their way in our general direction overnight. Increasing clouds, north wind decreasing, temperatures slipping into the teens for our evening. So grab that jacket as you're heading out tonight. I'll have details on who might have a chance of flakes in the forecast here in a moment.
Sounds good. Thanks, Hutch. And always make sure you've got the Valley News Live Storm Team Weather app. You can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You also get the latest forecasts, conditions, so you can plan your day. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free. Plow crews in Bismarck have been working long and hard to clear out roads for drivers, which takes a lot of manpower. Most of the roadways have been plowed, and officials say streets like emergency routes have even been cleared more than once already.
Whenever this weather shows up like this, we're all on call, and we go around the clock, 2 12-hour shifts.
The Roads and Streets Supervisor says the biggest challenge is plowing roads when there are cars parked on streets and avenues, which requires them to take more time and double back to some areas. A Moorhead man is in jail after a stabbing in South Moorhead last night. It all happened around 10:30 at the Grand Inn. 57-year-old Frank Muniz of Moorhead was later found at his home and arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. Police say a 41-year-old male victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. And a man accused of trying to run over a police officer and causing North Dakota's first ever statewide blue alert has pleaded not guilty to felony counts of attempted murder and fleeing an officer. 22-year-old Ulysses Villalobos is accused of trying to run over a Bismarck officer who subsequently shot him in the arm during a probation search last month. He later turned himself in at a gas station in South Dakota. Villalobos is facing charges of attempted murder and fleeing an officer. He remains jailed in Bismarck with bonds set at $500,000 cash. For those that may have been fooled by fake Super Bowl tickets, we'll tell you about a counterfeiter accused of scamming football fans that wanted to attend the big game in the Twin Cities. That's still to come. But up next, we'll tell you about the person police are looking for in connection to an attack on an elderly man over a road rage incident.